Welcome to the final episode of the 2024 Nedbank Pitch and Polish competition. After 16 weeks and 3 intense rounds, tonight someone is walking away with that prize worth a cool 1 million rand. And of course, they get bragging rights to claim their victory as South Africa's ultimate pitching champion, which is really the real prize, isn't it? And it all comes down to one final pitch. Are you ready? Judges, how are you doing?
Good and you?
I'm doing good, thank you. What an honor it is to be here in the final of Nedbank Pitch and Polish 2024. I mean, from 16 contestants, and we're now down to 3 finalists. Alon, tell us about the quality of contestants this season.
It's actually been very good. Every year it seems to get better and better. The viewership gets better, the following gets better, and as a result, more quality entrepreneurs are entering Nedbank Pitch and Polish. So very happy with our finalists and very happy with all 16, quite frankly.
And Alan, what makes a finalist stand out?
Good question. I mean, I think for me, so I can't claim to speak for all, but for me, it's their ability to demonstrate that there are bright prospects ahead, and that they can demonstrate that their business is one that can scale. If I can be convinced that they can demonstrate those 2 elements, then they'll probably be on the good side of my vote.
Now, Mona Lisa, those were polished answers. So these guys aren't really going to tell me what I truly, really want to know, and that's who's going to win.
I think you would have seen this season, it hasn't been easy. I think what the viewers don't see, and even the contestants, the deliberation and the back and forth, the quest to understand, to Alan's point, where will this business be? These are the questions we ask. Where will it be in 5 years' time? Would we put in our own money in those businesses? So short to say, Jose, sorry, I'm not going to give you your answer, but at least be assured that whoever goes on to become the winner, they would have gone through a hell of a process, and we would have too. Yeah.
Judges, thank you so very much, and I wish you all the best for your upcoming pitches.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, it's been close to 4 months since this year's competition kicked off. Hard to believe, right? It feels like just yesterday that 16 wide-eyed entrepreneurs arrived at the Race Corp offices, eager to start their Nedbank Pitch and Polish journeys towards that massive prize worth 1 million rand. The first round of the competition started with 16 contestants divided into 4 groups of 4. 2 contestants from each group were eliminated across the first round, leaving us with 8 entrepreneurs going into the second round. The second round saw 2 remaining contestants from each group go head-to-head to secure a spot in our semi-final. After 4 epic semi-final pitches, last week we saw Braden Snyman and Avi Maja of Breeze Delivery and Keenan George of SmartView Technology become our 2024 finalists. And of course, we met our wildcard contestant for the first time, Ndogozo Ntleko of Takiwash SA. Now, while we've never had a wildcard contestant win this competition, for the last 3 years in a row, they've come out of nowhere to secure the second prize. What do you think will happen this year? Head over to our Facebook page and let us know who you're putting your money on tonight. But enough of all the talking. Let's get started with the pitches. Going in now to make her first and only pitch of the competition is our wildcard contestant, Ndogozo. Let's see how she does.
Good morning.
I'm Tokozo.
How are you?
I'm good. The question is, how are you feeling?
I am nervous and anxious, but I know I'm going to crack it.
Great. And you know you got 3 minutes.
Yes, I do.
And how does it feel to be the wild card?
It's actually quite inspiring. I didn't think that I would be on this platform, especially after being rejected and not being called back in the first round. So this is quite exciting for me, and I consider it, the blessing, because it essentially has now saved me months of work and going through the stages, and now I'm here as a wild card.
Yeah. Well, let's hope all the work that you've saved has come to fruition now, so that you put in all the effort in for your pitch right now.
100%.
So, Ntokozo, are you ready?
Yes.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pitch and polish.
Every year, 22 billion pairs of shoes end up in landfills. And did you know that it takes an average of 50 to 100 years to decay those shoes? This is what happens when people lack education and knowledge around shoe care and foot hygiene. My name is Melo Ntlego, and I am extremely passionate about brand building and building businesses that have a sustainable element and a positive impact. I am owner and founder of Tacky Wash SA, which is a company that provides shoe care services across 4 branches in Durban. Focusing on our values of care, convenience, and community, we provide shoe care services, and we've successfully cleaned over 2,000 pairs of shoes in the last 4 months. And with that, we brought in over 705,000 in revenue with those shoes. We target individuals who lead busy lifestyles who do not have the time or the knowledge to clean their shoes, predominantly business people as well as parents. Our competition has been able to reflect positive growth and expanded over 13 branches in Johannesburg and Gauteng. And this is one of the reasons why we know we have a market. We aim to, we would like to request 650,000 of investment to use it towards the expansion of our business in Gauteng. 55% of that money will go towards opening a store in Johannesburg. 15% will go towards the launching and installation of our grey water system, which will save us money in water costs. And 30% of that will conclude and complete our franchising journey. When we get the 650,000, our revenue is projected to increase by a 30% in the first financial year, and a 40 to 45% within the 3 years thereafter. Our net profit is projected to increase conservatively at a 1% only in the second financial year, and at a 16% in the third financial year. Our gross profit margin, on the other hand, will have an increase of 60% on the first financial year, a 67 on the second, and a 72 on the third. What makes us different as Tacky Wash SA is our approach to sustainability as well as youth development. I myself, alongside with 30% of my management, are qualified assessors, facilitators, and moderators. This ensures that future franchisees are equipped and grown in-house. Last year, we started our franchise journey and we were verified and deemed franchise ready. Investing in Tacky Wash SA means that you are not only investing in a small business, but a small business that pushes sustainability and youth development.
Thank you. Right, Monalisa, let's start with you.
Thanks, Alon. Thanks, Ntokozo. You spoke about your competition almost compelling you to, continue to grow. I'm interested in whether the competition has grown faster because it's easier to open an outlet, and how you are combating or planning to combat that in terms of your acceleration.
So our competition has grown faster through their partnerships as well as investor investments, equity. So we, on the other hand, have been able to grow organically. I've used 100% my own money, loans. As I'm standing right now, I'm in debt. So that's just the nature of it, and the fact that I'm based in Durban, which is a much more slower city, and things take time to sort of gravitate, and people take time to generally understand concepts.
Okay.
So I'm just in the wrong city.
So in the instance of then the competition growing faster, is there not a risk of them taking on a lot of what you are differentiating, which is the sustainability?
No, there's no competition there at all, because I'm not only taking a sustainable approach, but I'm also ensuring that there's youth development and development within my company. You know, so they also just focus on the cleaning and more of an American approach in terms of shoe care, while I am more traditional, authentic South African, and we've brought in a mix of traditional cobbler shoe repair services and contemporary sneaker and customization services, with the goal of elongating and prolonging the lifespan of the shoe instead of being fancy and being artistic.
Thank you.
Speaking about debt,
Debt. Yeah. I think I've got a couple of questions. So the one on the sustainability side, because as I'm understanding it, that you're saying is your distinguisher relative to the competition, sustainability.
Yes.
So how, because I guess people have got to walk into your door in the first place.
Yes.
And unless they know what you stand for before they walk in your door, the sustainability angle is a difficult one to sell. So I guess, how do you use that as your differentiator? Because you've got to, I guess, attract people to come in.
Yeah.
Which generally speaking requires a level of marketing. And if sustainability is your differentiator, then that needs to pull through in your marketing message.
Yeah.
I'm intrigued to understand how you're going to use it as a differentiator to lure people in.
Okay. Our sustainability is not just embedded in our marketing or our grey water system or our bags. It's embedded in our culture as well. So on our social media, we've got a series where we're interviewing former employees and current employees around their passions. So really, our marketing strategy and our presence, the first thing that you see, it is a little less about shoes, but it's more based on our human capital.
Okay. So social media, I guess, feels like or digital media is the predominant platform for your marketing efforts?
Yes.
I guess I'm still just not sure how, because if sustainability is part of how you distinguish yourself from the competition, how you're getting that message across.
It's just simply throughout how we function, how we operate, and just the name as well, Tacky Wash.
Yeah.
Did you know that South Africa is the only country where shoes and sneakers are called tackies? So all the other companies go for more international approaches.
Yeah.
So immediately when you hear Tacky Wash,
That's South African.
you know it's South African. And that's where I want to take it.
Okay, great. Then from a pricing point of view, how do you compete with your competitors?
So from a pricing competitors, I charge more in the middle. My direct competitor charges more, and my indirect competitor charges a bit less. So I'm a bit more, and I don't use industry guides to make my pricing. I use my model so that I know that it is in line and in tune with my business. So I don't look at what everybody else is charging. I focus on what is happening within my books.
Okay. Then if I may ask just one final question. I mean, I'm just keen to understand what your vision is. I know you're like a serial entrepreneur. You've got a lot of things going on.
Yes.
What is your vision for this business? I mean, how much are you committing to this business?
This entire business is my life. When I speak about this business, I get emotional because it's a business that I started at the age of 21 while I was in varsity. And everything that I've learned in my entrepreneurial journey has positively been about Tacky Wash. It challenges me to think, how to price, how to position myself, and just all the lessons that I'm taking onto other businesses, I learn from there. I believe it's one thing starting a business and being an entrepreneur, but it's another being a pioneer in an industry that you know nothing about. Walking in, deciding this is what I'm going to do and this is how I'm going to do it. And whether I'm messing up today, tomorrow is going to be a different day.
Yeah. I didn't mean to invoke emotions in you, but I can see you're passionate about this.
Yeah.
Where does that come from? I mean, the emotion with respect to the question in your business.
Yeah. So I think the emotion comes from how far I've come with it. It's been 7 years. And for the longest time, I felt like Durban is slow, but Durban affords me the space to mess up, perfect my systems, and all of that. And being here today, having not imagined that in the last year and planning to expand into Joburg is a big thing for me. It shows, it's a stamp of that I've made it this far and that anything is possible. So for that, I'm eternally grateful to Taki Wash. And if it were a human being, you know, I'd hug my business.
Be your partner for life. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now look what you've done to the contestants.
Ellen.
Okay, and Thokozo, couple of questions from me. You speak about American style. Was that the comment around tacky versus a sneaker?
Yes.
But
yes.
is that just in the name, or is there a different way that they process?
So it's embedded in their visual representation, in their name, in the style of cleaning that they do. For example, we clean the whole shoe. We believe in value. Whereas our competitors and other competitors that are copying their style in that American approach also just separate the shoe. So they clean the bottom part of the shoe for a different price, the top part of the shoe for a different price, and the laces for a different price, as well as the inside for a different price. We do the whole shoe. We don't believe in making the most money, but we want to create a sustainable brand that outlives us. We want to create generational brands that will outlive us.
Okay, just if I hypothetically open up a shop right next to you on Musgrave Road, right, as a competitor, how do you compete? I'm belaboring Alan's point. How do you compete with me? Coming in and talking about the sustainability, when somebody's walking past, they don't know about the sustainability. So they how do they go, okay, I'm definitely going to go here, not there?
So the thing is, with this industry, everything is created from scratch. Where we are now is a little bit better than where we were before. For example, you can never compete with my systems. That is structured according to my business. Every single branch is different in terms of their bin location and the storage of the shoes and the cycle in which customers come in and collect and so on and so forth. So that entire system, from receiving shoes, dropping them in the bin for cleaning, the shoe care specialist collecting them, making sure that they are labeled and they're linked correctly according to the POS system, cleaning them, ensuring that they dry, sending SMSs, doing quality checks and placing them, to right down to ensuring that when the customer walks in with the SMS and a slip, they are producing those two items to verify that there's no mixing up. There's no way of taking that away from me. That is my IP. That is a system that I've invested in.
Whilst you're on that, last question from me is around controls, because which is your system. You're moving to Johannesburg now
Yeah.
wanting to open up a store. Tell me about how you're thinking about controls and theft and bad management, etc. How are you going to manage that?
So with moving to Johannesburg, it's simply a case of, we've got 4 stores already in Durban. It's simply a case of replicating our systems, ensuring that there's a security company in place, ensuring that there are cameras with audio and live visuals linked onto my phone and my manager's phone. I'm moving to Johannesburg, so I'll definitely be part and parcel of that growth. It's essentially how I've been able to grow my businesses through the years. In 2019, I went to England. I was there for 6 months. My business was operating. In 2017, I went to study in Sweden for half a semester, for an entire semester. I was away and my business was running. So every stage of life, I'm able to, that has to do with travel, I'm able to ensure that things continue to grow even in my absence. To be quite frank, I believe that I'm the problem. Things run way better when I'm not involved.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Speaking about not involved, you may leave.
Thank you so much.
That was quite an emotional response there, but emotions aside, let's look at the positives and the negatives. What are your thoughts?
So maybe I'll start a little bit on the negatives. I'm not too sure if she has established the distinction between a strategic pillar and a driving force of what drives the business. I think sustainability, if you look at it across businesses, it's a strategic pillar. It's doing the right thing.
Yeah.
And I don't believe that customers buy necessarily from you because you are, contributing to the environment. It's the right thing to do. And I think for me, that sustainability message and it being a differentiator and a competitive advantage is not landing, particularly for her customers. So I think on the positive, I think she's very courageous, very, very courageous to build a business in KZN, a business of that nature, and now look at expanding. I think that's courageous. But I think if she's not going to get the marketing message across about the compelling reason to exist, she might not succeed as well in Johannesburg. The Johannesburg market is very different to the Durban market.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm a Durbanite, I know that.
Thank you.
Your thoughts, Alan?
Yeah, so I know it sounds like we're really dwelling on the sustainability thing, but I think people that make use of this type of service provider, and there is some pretty significant competition out there for this market. People that make use of it are probably doing it because they already have a sustainability mindset. In which case, that's if that's your driving force to this market, then again, trying to position it as a distinguisher is going to be tough. Or they're wanting to provide longevity to their shoes in the interests of saving money. So I'm not sure sustainability is the big thing that you can successfully sell to this market. She did touch on something that I felt that she could be bringing through in her marketing message, and that is she doesn't clean superficially. She deep cleans the shoes that are being presented to her, and that felt like it might be a distinguishing feature relative to some of her competition. So maybe she'll think about that. There's a great deal of entrepreneurial flair and lots of energy, but I'm not sure I'm 100% convinced.
Yeah, I feel the same way. My first thing was differentiation, question mark. Focus, I put down as, she's, we realize that she's involved in many other businesses as well. So my concern always with entrepreneurs at this stage is focus and new shiny thing syndrome. And then when we tested on the numbers, we brought her in for the numbers. I think there's work to be done on the numbers, because if you're going to start scaling a business and you don't understand the numbers, it's the beginning of it.
Particularly in franchising.
Exactly.
Very, very tight. Yeah.
It's tight, exactly. Yeah. And I wonder if that whole thing around the whole shoe versus part of the shoe, I wonder if there was somebody else here from the competitor pitching and saying, our competitors do the whole shoe, but we price according to what is actually dirty, and so we get higher margin, okay, and more specifically what the client wants. That's a different way to pitch the opposite of what you're saying, so yeah, I like her energy, but I think it's a hard business. Yeah, so let's get scoring.
Yeah.
Wow, I am impressed. That was a passionate pitch. The judges seem to appreciate her entrepreneurial energy too. If I were the other contestants, I might be feeling a little bit nervous right about now. You can let us know what you thought of Ntokozo's pitch, or any of tonight's pitches for that matter, on our Facebook page. It's time now to see how Braden and Avi shape up in their final pitch of Nedbank Pitch Polish 2024.
Welcome, gentlemen.
Good morning.
So you've got 3 minutes.
You do?
You've prepared.
Yeah.
You've taken all the feedback.
100%. Of
You've polished your pitch.
course.
And you're ready.
Let's do it.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pitch and polish.
Good morning, judges. For the final time, I'm Braden.
And I'm Avi. We're the co-founders of Breeze Delivery. Together, Braden and I have over 20 years of professional experience in scaling mobile app-based businesses, from ideation, product development, through to go-to-market and growth. I handle technology and Braden handles sales. We are the perfect complement for a business like ours, what we like to call a yin and a yang. In 2019, we decided to tackle the most challenging part of the supply chain, last mile delivery.
That being said, Breeze Delivery is not just a last mile delivery company. We know the space we're playing in is incredibly competitive, and that is why we tailor our services to meet the needs of our clients. From same-day delivery across cities to scooter deliveries in under an hour. Even the proof of delivery capturing procedure on the driver's app can be personalized, because we know delivering dog food is not the same as delivering medicine to doctors. On top of this, end customers are able to live track our drivers via WhatsApp with chat and call functionality, supported by our amazing team of agents that really sets us apart from our competitors.
The South African e-commerce market has seen tremendous growth, from 4% of total retail sales last year to an expected 10% in the next 12 months. We've taken advantage of this growth and integrated to over 100 e-commerce brands, from large enterprises like Liquor City, Nedbank Avo, and AB InBev, through to entrepreneur and influencer-run businesses looking to have a killer delivery experience. In doing so, we've been able to create over 30 full-time employment opportunities and been able to digitally onboard, vet, and train over 1,000 drivers, doing more than 10,000 deliveries per month.
We're growing exponentially. In the last 12 months, we paid out over 3 million Rand in driver earnings. Our monthly recurring revenue is at over 800K with 40% gross margins. And 25% of our revenue now comes from non-delivery related activities, what we call software and services, which entails our micro-fulfillment centers where we store, pick and pack and ship on behalf of our clients, to scooter box branding, all the way through to white-labeled e-commerce platforms for retailers that don't already have an online presence. If we were to win the Nedbank Pitch and Polish competition, we use the Accelerator program to strengthen up our internal business processes, enabling us to scale more effectively, and the 650K to hire a mid-level and senior developer to bring the features requested by our pipeline of clients into our platform, unlocking a further R1 million in monthly recurring revenue. At the moment, we are invoicing over 100 customers every single week, which is creating a burden for our collections team. Using these developers, we'll be able to enhance our platform and create a prepaid delivery model, making sure that every delivery booked on our platform has already been paid for. We want to be South Africa's next unicorn, what we like to call a rhino.
Great, great pitch. Let's go with you, Alan.
Yeah, thank you. It was a great pitch. When we were on the submission, we were going through the submissions a little earlier today before we heard the pitches. And when it sort of asked the question around how you distinguish yourselves, it was we distinguish ourselves through technology. I mean, forgive me, but it's a broadly used term sometimes when people position that too. And I'd like to just go a little bit deeper into, what from a technology point of view is going to differentiate you from your competitors.
So we're a delivery business, right? And there's a lot of things that happen before delivery needs to take place. The order needs to be placed, needs to be picked and packed, and so on. All the delivery players right now just do delivery. However, what we do with our technology is we help support the delivery and ordering operations of our merchants. So warehouse management and integration, picking and packing, integrated scanning. So we save our clients on average about 1 minute in processing per order. And if you process 100 orders, we're saving you 50 minutes every single day. That's probably the price of an employee. So we really embed ourselves and help them get to that delivery process much faster.
Okay, that answers that for me. Thank you. On the way you're spending the 650,000 Rand, if you were to win, you touched on employing some developers. Help me understand a little bit more around what they're going to be developing and how that's going to be contributing. I mean, you mentioned, I think, was it an extra R1 million a month that it could unlock? How?
Certainly. So we've spent no money on marketing. It's all product market fit and our clients really like us. However, we've engaged with a lot of clients that really like our service and really want to use us. However, there's some key features that are missing. And we believe that adding these features will immediately unlock that value. And having in-house developers instead of contractors and myself just working now, we can get to that stage much faster. It's all about reliability and resilience of our technology in order to build that confidence within our clients.
So last question on that. Are these features you're referring to, and I know you probably don't want to give too much away, but are they going to enhance your competitiveness or your distinction, the distinction between you and your competitors even further?
Most certainly. And the way we see technology is that we invest continuously in technology. The platforms that we integrate to, like Shopify, WooCommerce, update themselves every 3 months. So we need to be compatible with the next upcoming update. Think about it like iPhones. Your phone is great and working well, but every year Apple releases new software. And likewise for us, our technology needs to be compatible with the latest that's out there in the market.
Not only does it differentiate us, but it also makes us entrenched in our customer. Because if we're doing all these peripheral features for them, it really creates stickiness and keeps us locked in.
I got you. Can I do a final question? So,
Sure.
what would you define as your competency? Because I guess everybody can. I'm going to say everybody. That's not fair. But deliveries can happen. I mean, how do you guys define your competency as Breeze?
So I think, our differentiator is that we really do tailor our approach and our services. So before we go live with a client, we sit down with them, find out exactly what they want to achieve and how our services can be tweaked to address that. A lot of courier companies out there just have, standard set of features, pick one, that's it. But we really come in and understand what our clients need and what their customers are looking for. So it is tailored in a way that can be scaled.
And Braden and I are from a SaaS background. So when we build features for clients, we make sure that it's applicable to everyone and other clients can actually use it and get those efficiency gains that we have exploited and seen from our other clients that are best in the industry.
Great, thanks.
Mona Lisa?
Yeah, sorry that we're maybe going to dwell on the distinction and also bear with me. Might be an education process for me. So what stops another Braden and Avile, same background, same competency, from doing the same for your competitors? I'm just trying to understand the longevity in protecting your distinction, or is it, a real barrier to entry for competitors?
Great question. So it does, you do need a lot of capital to start. So fortunately, we raised quite early. So that's one barrier. But having been in the game since 2019, like Avi mentioned, we meet with our customers regularly and find out exactly what they want. So from 2019 to now, we've enhanced our platform to fit their needs. So if someone had to come in now, there's a lot of learnings that they would miss out on and need to do to catch up to where we are today. And I think, coming from a SaaS background, we're very focused on technology, and that's where we're playing. And our customers are e-commerce based. So if we can enhance their tech, create more efficiencies in the business, if they can process and pack orders more efficiently, then they need less operational staff, saving them costs, let alone the benefits we give to their end customers in terms of speed and traceability.
Okay, so there's the head start, and then maybe to the question of, now bringing it in-house, that retention strategy of these developers, what stops them after a year, after they've done everything, to go to the competition? What do you have in place to? I guess I'm not. I don't know the industry very well, but I guess I'm just trying to understand what is the risk that perhaps somebody else could just quickly get onto this?
Yeah, I think it's a necessary part of the business. We want to upskill our people and our staff to give them options, but also we're a young company. There's a really good value long-term for them to stay with us because we're able to move fast on our feet and be able to adapt to this fast-growing e-commerce market. I mean, it's doubling in 2 years. Statista says that South Africa is the 6th fastest-growing e-commerce market in the world. So we really want them to be at the cutting edge of technology, whereas if they go to a bigger company, it will really take time for them to have actionable impact on what they're developing and what they're contributing to the team.
And it's not just tech that, creates a great organization in the last mile space. You need, key operational staff. You need a footprint in different cities.
Yes,
so
of course.
tech is maybe 1 foot in the entry, but you really need a lot more backing that up.
And then from a business point of view, other people call us a BNU, a business of national unity, because we're really culturally diverse and we're really keen on increasing that diversity and engagement within our staff.
Okay. Last question. Sorry, Alon.
Sure.
So would you say in future you would be a technology company more than you are a delivery company? Because
Yeah,
you see that evolvement, especially when, you are investing in technology.
No, for sure. I think, Avi and I are very excited about the e-commerce space. We got in the door with last mile delivery, but there's a lot of peripheral things we're looking at and have been engaging with overseas OEMs around it to become a technology partner. There's a lot of things in the fintech space that interests us. If we could partner with a bank and offer our merchants working capital financing based on their traction and sales coming through their websites, there's a lot of cool things that we can play with and not just be a delivery partner.
And as Braden mentioned, over 25% of our revenue comes from software and services. This is a very exciting thing for us because that allows us to expand globally as a SaaS offering where we don't have a physical presence.
Thank you.
Shush, you've been grilled, so I'm going to. I had one around differentiation as well, but I'm going to leave that off.
Take it easy on us, Alon.
You mentioned in your pitch, there's a difference. We know there's a difference between delivering dog food and medicine. What's the difference?
So on for instance, the proof of capturing, the proof of delivery procedure on the driver's app.
Yeah.
One of the things we do with our clients before we go live is find out exactly what they need from a proof of delivery perspective. Delivering dog food is not that intensive. You can get name of receiver, maybe photo of the parcel, off you go. But in terms of doctors, they need a photo of the invoice with their doctor's stamp signed. They need a procedure a place to capture exactly who received it. So there's a lot of nuances that we put on the driver's app that they go through the steps before they can complete it. So if they just do one of the steps and try complete it, it'll say, no, you forgot to get the doctor's stamp from this particular person.
Okay.
That's just one example.
Thanks for educating me. You may now leave. Thanks.
Thank you,
very
judges.
much. Cheers.
What are your thoughts, Adam?
Yeah, these guys, I think, just know. I mean, I think I don't know. We asked them some fairly tough questions.
Yeah.
I don't think they missed a beat.
Yeah.
And they say there's sort of power in numbers. The two of them, I just think, complement each other so well.
Yeah.
They are a great team.
Yeah.
I was trying really hard to find fault
Yeah.
in their pitch. I couldn't find it. I thought they may trip up on your question actually, but they didn't.
Yeah.
It was very clear.
It was
in their
real.
minds.
Yeah.
So I don't know. These guys are
Yeah.
they're really
Also, I have
great
got no
team.
negatives here.
yeah, they're a great team.
Yeah.
So maybe to that point, Ellen,
Give us a negative.
it might be part, I think, to that point of, seeing the value in this partnership and value in the business, I guess my question became, how do you protect it? How do you, kind of keep this advantage? Because it is them. They are the advantage, and of course their strategic thinking and their partnerships. I don't know if that's a negative. I mean, I guess it's something that you can't really, kind of foolproof control and manage. It's I guess the investment in them that is probably the best investment you'd make.
I guess the big risk for me is what would happen if they had to part ways.
Yeah, that is a big risk, but they look like they've got a solid relationship, and I think both of them would find it hard to leave at this point. So I think there's still some longevity there.
There's definitely a bromance going on there.
For sure. Let's get scoring.
Another great pitch from Breeze Delivery, and they really nailed the judges' questions, didn't they? Will Keenan give them a run for their money? Fortunately, you don't have to wait to find out, because there Keenan goes, heading into the pitching arena to deliver his pitch for the last time.
Hi there, Keenan.
Hi, how are you?
Good. You're looking quite nervous, huh?
Bit nervous today. The
You're
last
nervous
round
today.
at least.
It's a big day. You know, it's 3 minutes.
Yes,
You've polished your pitch.
yes, definitely indeed.
You've taken all the feedback, applied it to your new pitch.
Yes.
Great. Keenan, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pitch and polish.
Did you know that the combined commercial and industrial sector collectively spends over 180 billion rand on water, electricity and gas annually? In the last 3 years, the electricity tariff have surged by 44% and gas by 30%. With these stats, it's quite evident that there's tools required to better manage our utilities, to increase profitability. Hi, my name is Keenan George and I'm the CEO and founder of SmartView Technology. And I entered the utility management space nearly a decade ago, working on the biggest smart metering project in Africa. With my background as an electrical engineer, I bring both the technical as well as the strategic insights to our mission. Our team consists of experts in the computer system space, the electrical engineering space, as well as the data analytics space, including a process engineer with a PhD in alternative energy. But why are we here? I personally witnessed billions of rands being spent on smart metering equipment with the valuable data it produced going completely unused. This inspired me to start SmartView Technology, creating a plug-and-play utility conservation and sustainability tool that helps businesses to reduce waste and improve efficiency. But what are the issues? There's severe energy and water wastages, and there's a lack of utility management tools that provides organizations with the right data to improve efficiency. But what if we can have a tool, or imagine we can have a tool that help you both curb your costs as well as improve sustainability? The solution, SmartView Technology's utility management platform as a service, provides you with data analytics as well as actionable insights to, number one, help you achieve zero pollution goals as well as achieve efficiency. But what makes us unique? We provide customers with bespoke BI reporting that helps them uncover cost-saving opportunities. We also integrate into existing hardware and infrastructure, helping you not to rip out and replace. We're also continuously innovating and advancing our product, giving us that competitive edge over our competition. And this is evident by us winning the Global GSIP UNIDO Award for the most innovative product in our industry. But has this been validated? Yes, it has. Virgin Active have saved 1,000 kiloliters monthly, and PepsiCo cut their sewage cost by 50%. Our finance, we've shown a growth rate of 1.3 to 2.9 million rand in the last 3 years, with our gross profit margin sitting at 74% average and a monthly recurring income at 360,000 rand. And if we win this competition, we will use 50% of the money to unlock our sales pipeline and 50% to enhance our product offering to further unlock our pipeline in the food and beverage space, which is additional 150 million rand in annual recurring income. Nedbank, Racecorp, investing in us does not only help businesses save money, but it also promotes a sustainable future. Thank you.
Sure. Great, Keenan. Good timing there. Right, let's start with you, Alan.
Great, well done, Keenan. It's a great pitch. Just a couple of questions. So, on this, because we've obviously had the opportunity to go through all the paperwork which you've submitted, and just maybe a couple of things on that. The sales pipeline that was documented within there.
Yes.
I mean, what is the confidence factor and probability, and maybe give us a sense as how far down the road are you towards getting commitments from the potential customers on that pipeline?
So all of that, that entire pipeline is actual proposals that we've submitted. We've done the site surveys, we've submitted the proposals, and now it's just as a stage of going through the motions.
And with those proposals, I'm guessing you're competing with others on those proposals?
Correct, yes.
And so what do you think is going to be the thing that gains you the positive outcome from those proposals?
So the idea is that with us using some of the money to install equipment, instead of us continuously reaching out to the customers, they then have access to the platform sends them the alerts, the platform generates the reports and etc., which basically will get them to push them over the line.
Then on just, because guessing that there's some big players in the space that you're competing with. And it doesn't feel to me like it's the easiest market to be breaking into. So I'm just trying to get it. What is it? How are you breaking into this market and getting the opportunity to be presenting these proposals that you are?
Okay, so look, for the last 5 years, we've been continuously advancing our product, all right, and obviously validating it with the market, right. And with that, with our in the last month, we've actually signed the biggest OEM one of the biggest OEMs in the world to use our platform. So with them being on our side, I think we will push much further than our competition.
Okay, fantastic. I think that's all for me from the meantime. Thank you.
Mona Lisa?
Keenan, I might also dwell on that sales process. I mean, there's obviously the pitches that you've submitted, but it sounds like to me that there's a lot resting on, said potential client engaging with the platform. How, I know you said you instead of following up, and maybe I'm asking myself, would there not be value in having a resource just for a period of time? Might come at a cost. I'm asking hypothetically, just to close this sales cycle or shorten the time of waiting, because your projections are based on these pipelines, and I'm just asking myself about the time that it may take.
Okay, thanks for that question. So if I can just take you 8 months back, right? So 8 months back, the idea was that because our sales cycle is so long, we have to spend more time on our ads and creating our presence out there, right? Up until a stage where we now at least have 2 qualified leads coming in monthly, right? And last month of April, I have recruited our business developer, which is also our process engineer in the alternative energy space, to shorten that sales cycle even further.
Okay.
So we are busy.
So that speaks to that confidence factor.
Correct, yes.
And then also a similar question to, all the other contestants. What stops another Keenan from doing what you're doing and competing with you? How are you protecting your longevity in the industry and your ability to continue consistently deliver to your customers?
So our vision was always to create, or our vision is still to create our platform as a white labeled version, so that the resellers can use it and on-sell, right? So and also we also continuously advancing our platform, so we still keeping that competitive edge over the new, creating that barrier to entry, basically.
Okay. Right. Thank you, Keenan.
Can I ask a follow-up question?
Sure, go for it.
So just because, I think there's a couple of cases which you've presented to us that suggest that it's working, and for people like Virgin, where you mentioned the 1,000 kiloliters, and I think you've also been doing work with Heineken, and you've sort of demonstrated some operational optimization there as well. In those instances, is it not obvious for them to be replicating what you're doing at those plants across all of their plants? And if it is, why haven't they done that already?
So currently with Grupo Bimbo, they only have 2 facilities in South Africa, so we're doing both. Heineken are currently looking at the other facilities, but they because we are still a small company, they know what we can do, and they can see it by what we're doing for other customers. So they first want to do one before they replicate it to the other facilities. And also, just to add on top of that, if you take PepsiCo as a whole, each and every facility has its own facility manager that makes that decision at his facility. Okay. So even though it's pushed down from the top, the facility manager will still make that call, because at the end of the day, he has to use that platform to manage this facility on his own as well. So they don't force it down to the facility, basically.
Okay, that's a good insight. Thank you.
One question from me is, you mentioned in the competition part, in the competitiveness, that your competitors rip out and replace and you don't. Is that true for all your competition?
Not for all.
Okay.
Not for all.
So just maybe 3 of them do it and 90 don't, just like you.
I won't necessarily say so.
Where I'm going with this is that, is it a false differentiator that you're putting to us? That we don't do that, they all do it, but not all of them do it. Maybe a few do it, but lots don't do it, just like you.
Okay, so to answer you on that, so a lot of our competition, all right, their platform are in a stage where they're not developing it anymore. So to integrate additional hardware, they'll have to spend additional dev cost. And because our platform is still in a stage where we are continuously enhancing, for us, if we see hardware that we want to integrate, we will integrate it because it's anyway a benefit for us. Because again, our vision is to create a plug and play. If you have a meter, you connect to our platform and you are live and you start the platform starts generating the insights.
Great, Keenan. Great pitch. You may leave.
Thank you.
Your thoughts, Mona Lisa?
So my thoughts were that Keenan was a bit, I think he was nervous, but what stood for him is that he's solid in what he knows, you know, so whether he sounds soft or loud, I mean, it's not a pitching of voice perspective, but I think what stood for him is that he's consistent in his knowledge, he's consistent in how he addresses the questions that come forward. I just felt today I felt a lack of confidence in his business. I don't know. Maybe we had very loud contestants today, emotional contestants, and I'm not comparing him to that. He's authoritative. He knows what he's doing. Felt like I wanted to hug him today.
Okay. And a far cry from that.
Here we go again. So I think he's very confident in their capability.
Yes.
Yeah.
Convinced on their capability, and I'm kind of convinced on their capability too, given what he said. So I thought it was a good pitch. There was definitely nerves coming through. It is the final, so I guess that's kind of natural. I think he's solid. He's like a great finalist. He deserves to be in the final. You know, he's
absolutely
not pitching at this stage for no reason. I think for me the big thing is the sales pipeline needs to start pulling through, and if they have the cash flow to sustain the long lead times and this type of sales process, then I think he's going to do immensely well.
Yeah.
But I think it's a difficult industry to be part of, because I think you're subject to a lot of big corporate procurement type considerations, and I think the lead times are a demonstration of that.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got nothing more to add to that. I think I find he sped a bit too much through that. I battled he needed to pause a little bit, but it was a solid pitch. Solid pitch, I believe him. Let's get scoring.
An incredible effort from Keenan. I think we can all agree that these are strong competitors with solid businesses. Yeah, the judges do not have an easy decision on their hands. While we wait for the judges to arrive at their final decision, I'm going to be spoiling one of you with the very last viewer prize of the season. If you want to stand a chance of bagging that 5,000 Rand Avo Super Shop voucher and the Strategy Mentorship package with access to Flowcode business scaling software, just answer these questions. 1. How many billion pairs of shoes did Ntokozo say end up in landfills every year? Secondly, go online to flowcodepowered.com and let us know the name of someone who has provided a testimonial. To enter, send us a WhatsApp with your name and the right answers to 066 232 7355 before midnight tonight. All correct answers will go into a random draw, and we'll get in touch with the winner before 5 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. We'll also announce the winner's name on social media later this week. Well, this is it. The judges have finished their deliberations, and it's time to crown our Nedbank 2024 Pitch and Polish champion. Join me as we head into the pitching arena one last time.
Nedbank Pitch and Polish contestants, welcome to the final decision. Who's going to be number 1? Who's going to be number 2? Who's going to be number 3? A reminder to you that winning the Nedbank Pitch and Polish means R1 million worth of prizes. 350,000 Rand worth of incubation, 650,000 Rand cash. For number 2, it's 100,000 Rand cash. And for number 3, it's 50,000 Rand cash. So all of you are going to win. None of you today are going to walk out losers. But somebody has to win the big prize in front of us, that big trophy in front of us. Who's it going to be? So let me talk about generally the pitches today were really, really good. For the contestants who weren't the wild card, there's been a great evolution in both your pitches, from where you started off to where I think I gave you both of you a verbal hiding. You both teams actually took that in and have improved your pitches tremendously. So you have polished your pitches. For our wild card, in Thokozo, you came out of the, gates flying. You were brilliant today. Your pitch was really strong. You've definitely got great personality, and you've definitely pitched before. So it wasn't like we had to find this shy person who came out and pitched. So really well done for today. All right, so where do we start? Let's start with the sequence that you came out in. So in Thokozo, great eye contact, really, really great eye contact. In fact, I think out of all the contestants, your eye contact was the strongest. You moved through the judges. You didn't make the other judges feel less important. Very often what happens is you focus on one judge and the other two go, what about me, what about me? You were very good at that eye contact. You spoke about how you're going to use the 650,000 Rand in a way that I understood. It was slow, I understood it. You spoke about how you're going to use that. In fact, I think you did that better than the other two teams. If I look at you, I think, we discussed this. It was Mona Lisa that said that Thokozo is a brand builder. She knows how to build brands. I think that's your big strength. Let's go to the negatives. We were battling around the differentiation. If you listen to the questions, it was, how do you differentiate? How do you differentiate? It's a highly competitive environment. How do you differentiate? And that was common with yourself and yourselves as well. Okay, that you all three are in a highly competitive environment, and it was very hard for us to discern how you're going to keep that moat that Mona Lisa spoke about, how you're going to keep that moat. But in Thokozo, we found it very hard to believe that there was a significant differentiator there. And the sustainability is not a differentiator. It's a way of work. It's not a differentiator. My question about if the two of you are on the street, how am I going to know that you are sustainable? That you didn't express that well enough. Focus came up for you as a negative as well. If we gave you the 650,000 Rand, would you put it into that business? Would you spread it into your new business? Where would that money really go? So, and so focus is a big issue. There's a saying in entrepreneurship, new shiny thing syndrome. I think you've got a bit of that going on, and I think that that needs to be thought through. And of course the numbers, when we look through the numbers, we brought you in to go through the numbers need lots of work. In Thokozo, you are number 3. Well done for trying. And welcome to Johannesburg. Don't go away. All right. Now the two other contestants, Braden and Avile and Keenan. It was so interesting for us because when we worked through your pitches and your businesses, I mean, it was almost like it was the same business. Let me explain why. And when we looked at the final score, the score is around 10% difference between the two businesses. So you both are platforms. You're a platform, you're a platform. Okay, platforms are good. Tick, tick. Right? Same. Okay. Then you both acknowledged competition. You both did that. It's a very important thing to do. You both did that. Well done. Tick, tick. Okay, so now we equal. And then we equal. Okay. Then what investors particularly love is annual recurring revenue. You spoke about it. Tick. You spoke about it. Tick. You both got it. You are equal. Okay. Then authority in SaaS. Okay. So software as a service. You spoke about it, the two of you, and you spoke about your authority. But what you didn't do is you didn't speak about your team. You didn't speak about the team. Whereas Keenan spoke about his team's depth in that space, you didn't push enough into your team. So tick, tick, and a bit more to Keenan. Okay. The way that you handled questions was unbelievable. Both of you handled the questions incredibly well. Like there's absolutely no difference. You both handled the questions and they came out, they were tough questions. You both handled that. Tick, tick, the same. Okay. So what, Keenan, you got a big award. Okay, so, but your use of the 650 in terms of was better. I think your use of the 650 was better. That's Braden and Avile. Yours was definitely, I understood that better than yours, and I thought that it was better used. Or we're balancing out now. So, can you see our problem? Can you see why we had to go into discussion? So, with a 10% difference for the Nedbank Pitch and Polish 2024, the winner is Braden and Avile.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, the final of Nedbank Pitch and Polish 2024. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank our title sponsor, Nedbank, and our program organizer, Raise Corp. Until next season, from me, your host, Khosi Khalegi, I'll see you on the pitch side. Bye for now.
Shout out to the gents and the ladies back at the Breeze offices. You guys are the best.
Love you guys. It's all you. This is all for you. You guys know how stressful it's been for us and for the rest of our team when we're not here, when we're not at the office. So this is definitely dedicated to them. Our guide, Ravine, has been tremendous.
Back-to-back winner.
Exactly. So I usually don't speak to people. Braden handles the sales in our business. So shout out to Braden for being a great speaking coach. Yeah, it's just been really great. I think now it's time for us to go polish our business and use this as a platform to really take it to the next level.